you know, the things on Buried, they are a big improvement for the zombies team, and after about a week or two it does grow on you, because, you know, after a whole week of playing this map non-stop, it does get on your tits, and it is extremely horrible to be playing after all this time. But you do find these new things, you find the persistent perks, you find ways of doing things like I do with the SVU, and you have your own strategy. And while the first like 10 rounds are very boring, as soon as you get past those, it does make it quite entertaining, especially when you get the paralyzer out the box and you can fly over lots of stuff, and just watching the points go up and up and up with every single SVU kill is got some really good incentive to do it, because you just go into the bank and deposit all that stuff, get that maxed out, no problem. And one thing with the bank and the fridge as well, I don't like them in a fundamental view. I mean, they're very good additions in that, you know, they make things a lot easier and you can speed up the process of every single map now, even though that shouldn't really be what it's about. It should be about having a difficult time trying to survive. That's what I enjoy most about zombies, like Verrucht and Nectar Untold, and those are personally my favourite maps, because they were 1, difficult, and 2, atmospheric, and I like that very much. Same for Kino. Kino had atmosphere, but not particularly survival. Survival wasn't particularly something which they anyone had a problem with. But Buried, I think that it is a good map, even though a lot of stuff is fairly just, what in the shit were you thinking? I mean, you look at the what am I thinking of? I don't know what I'm thinking of. There's one thing, what was it? Oh yeah, the fact that there is a western town in the middle of Africa from the 18th century, even though you're in the present day, with future weapons. And it just completely focuses your head, and that's one thing as well with the zombie storyline which they're doing now, which I really seriously don't like now, is that they have just completely just made it so that anything can happen and that anything can work, and it is, you know, there's so many possibilities now that you can't really predict the next thing. They have to give you certain clues to the next maps, and even then they are quite difficult to determine. And I mean, that's not particularly a bad thing, but it would be nice to have some sort of, you know, system of trying to figure it out, rather than just anything could happen at any point in time, anywhere, anything, and it's just completely mental now. And I thought that when they transitioned into Black Ops 1 with Kino being, you know, the teleporter being capable of time travel, that was bad enough. And now the world is like merging in on itself and going, yeah, ow, and then just anything could happen. I don't really like that. It's just like they just completely gave up and just thought, fuck it, let's just make it so that we can do anything. And I kind of really don't like that at all. I would just like if they were to have some kind of consistency to themselves, which would be nice. I mean, that'd be good. But future maps as well. The next map, I am looking forward to that very much, because, you know, it's the same team as Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead, I would still be playing that if Buried hasn't come out. I mean, Die Rise, after we finished like the initial wave of things, I was completely done with. And Transit as well, that was miserable. That's the first map that you use to open a game, and you make it the most dull and miserable experience that there can possibly ever be had in zombies. Even worse than PhD Flopper in Ascension, just dolphin diving off of the Semtex spawn, or grenade spawn. I'm not sure if it's Semtex or frag grenades. But up by PhD Flopper, just doing that over and over again, and running around the stage in Kino, and all that stuff. And it's just insanely boring. But Mob of the Dead, it is one of my favourite maps in the entire game series, and I do look forward to the next map, because I know that the single player team have their own ideas. I have a very good grasp on progression, storytelling, and storytelling is like the main thing for me in zombies now, even though Well, it's the main thing for me, but not from the Zombies team, and they are the ones that made the story, but they've bastardized it so much that it's just turned into silliness and random stuff now, but what can you do, really? Next game as well, Black Ops 3. It's not actually going to be called Black Ops 3, I'm just using that because if you know what the next game's called, do let me know in the comment section. And if you don't, shut up! You don't have, Black Ops 3 is as good as anything right now, so there was just one or two comments about that which I got really upset about. Not upset, it implies that I was crying on the floor for 4 weeks, and I don't do that unless I'm pregnant, so that happened. But the next game, I am looking forward to that as well, and from that loading screen video that we did in, I think I did, I don't think Chris was involved in it, because he smells funny, I don't like having him right next to me doing a culture. What?
Oh, smells.
Apparently I'm the one that smells. But he does smell kind of weird.
I smell fantastic. Thank you very much.
Chris smells fantastic, everyone. Chris smells fantastic. And it's very hard on the nostrils. So let's just leave it at that. But the next map, I don't think that the loading screen in Buried is a hint to the next map in Black Ops 2. I think it is going to be the next map in the next game, because if you look at Die Rise, they had a reference in the loading screen at the bottom right to the Buried loading screen, and I don't really understand why they would do another one for someone else's map. I mean, I know that for a fact that the progression of the last map was way ahead of the progression of Buried, and it even shows in Buried. If you go around with the trample steam, I know that we've seen one channel cover lots of glitches of trample steams. You can glitch into the wall, you can glitch into the box, and the zombies don't hit you, and it is quite glitchy if you just try and exploit it as much as possible. If you don't play normally, it's fairly easy to exploit. And even with the bank perma perk as well, the persistent perma perk, which everyone keeps talking about, that's a glitch. And same with the chalk as well. That's apparently glitches, and they aren't actual persistent perks for you to actually get. So that's one thing with persistent perks as well. I do like the idea of persistent perks, but hopefully they will change the way that they're executed in the next game. I don't know how they're going to be performing that, but we'll have to wait and see about that. There's one other thing which I wanted to talk about, which I can't actually remember what it was, so that's great. What was it that we were going to talk about? I can't remember. Let's just think for a minute here. And I'm just going to stare at you, actually. I'm going to stare at you while I think. Not you, Chris. Turn back around. And I can't remember for the life of me, which is dreadfully upsetting now. It's made me very, very upset now. I can't remember. I'm going to start crying in the corner in a minute. I'm sorry. I've completely forgotten everything that I'm supposed to be going over. So how's your day been? Been having fun at the beach? You haven't been to the beach? Oh. This is kind of awkward then, isn't it? That's the thing to go into. I remembered now. Well done, Chris, for reminding me. Fucking faggot. But what we are going to be talking about now is Buried, and play the game's plan of action, which we have executed and have executed very effectively. We've pretty much cleared everything there is on Buried, and it's already been 2 weeks in. That's it. And we've pretty much covered everything. There are a couple of videos that we're doing right now. I know that Chris is editing a music video for one of Ben's songs for this map, and I have a few of the strategy guides to get out to you, and obviously I'm going to be supplying challenges just like I did with Mob Dead. And the challenges I have in mind are actually quite interesting. There's one in particular, which I'm actually going to tell you now, is I'm going to call it Touch Wood, and I'm just going to let that sit in your minds for a while, actually, just try and figure out what that means. I'm doing it right now, not doing it anymore. Keep that in mind. So that's what I have for you in store for the future. Some strategies, some live comms, got the masterclasses to come. We have challenges and all that kind of stuff as well. And I guess a concise, complete, buried guide on everything, which might be helpful. I think that's what we do in the masterclasses, so let's just keep your eyes out for those. But our plan of attack, really, and what we actually did during Buried, and I think that this is it's quite interesting to people who also make videos as well, I guess, but not particularly to people who don't. But sometimes some people are interested in how we do things. So the first thing that we did was we waited until Buried came out, obviously, and typically it comes out at about 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning for UK people like us. We are English. Although some people say that we sound like Soap McTavish, and that someone thought that Soap came from Turkmenistan, even though he's Scottish. And we don't sound Scottish in the slightest. If you heard a Scottish accent, you'd listen to this, and then it's very poor, but it's something that you can't really just do. Just odd. Well, you can do it if you're Scottish, I guess. But with Englishness, Scottish. Let's not get into that. Wales is a shit country. End of story. It's not even a country. Does it count as a country? It doesn't really. It's just for the sheep and cheese. That's all it is. But plan of attack, right? Plan of attack. Ah! Plan of attack that we had. Wait till the DLC comes out. Download on all 4 of our consoles, which we have, because obviously we're not going to split screen this shit. But we have to download on 4 separate consoles on 1 internet line. And that does take a considerable amount of time, as you can imagine, as opposed to other YouTubers who all they have to do is just download on 1 console on their fibre optic internet, and then that's it, and they can immediately get into that with 3 of their other YouTubing friends and get on to doing stuff immediately. But after we downloaded the map, we came back into this place, which is the studio, and we just had a look around the map. We just had a general feel of the map. We went around in theatre mode, look at all different kinds of things, and you might see a moth in the shot in a minute, because there is one flying around right now, and I have a bit of hair in my face. Chris, stop looking for the moth. Turn around. Turn around and take it like a good boy. So, I died there. Brilliant. But we had a look around the map, and then we went immediately into doing the Easter egg. And it is surprising, because at some points during the Easter egg, we did just stop for a second and let the big guy hold the crawler, and then just had another look around the map and stuff like that. And we also did go on to check other people's progression with streams and stuff, and surprisingly we were always ahead by at least 1 step, and it shows as well, because we finished it 12 hours before anyone else finished it, or anyone else had a video up about finishing the main Easter egg. But it was extremely taxing, because obviously as soon as we did the Easter egg for, I think it was Max's side, we had to immediately, well not immediately, we took a few hours break, and then we went on to Richtofen's side, which was a lot easier, because as soon as you know one side of the steps on one of the maps, then the other person's side is obviously going to be fairly similar, and if you just pay attention to what they're saying and all that stuff, then it's fairly easy to get a grasp of everything that's going on for the Easter egg. But we did the Max's side of the Easter egg, and then we had to go and do Richtofen's Easter eggs on Transit and also Die Rise, which sucked.